welcome to Mr. Randy's Wine and Spirits. I am Mr. Randy, and today we're going to be doing another wine. Yes, we've gotten back into wine recently, and we're going to keep going. We pick up where we left off. This is Mr. Randy's, one of Mr. Randy's favorite wineries. It comes from Australia, in case the little roux there didn't give it away. So this is their version of the Merlot. It is soft, smooth, and fruity. It is the 2024. There you go. I'll give you a quick look at the back. We'll have more of this on the full review. This is a 13.5% at a 750 milliliter. Now, this is the first episode, and for the wines, we do it a little bit differently. With the wines, we're going to have to go a little bit faster because wines don't last that long. Once you've opened them, you've let the contained gas, the stable gas out, and you let fresh oxygen in, which is destabilizing everything and causing a chain reaction. A little bit of science for you. So we are breaking out the true glass. And we're going to use that for all of our wines. We're going to give this a little swirl. Let that open up a little bit. For all my new viewers, welcome. Mr. Randy's Wine and Spirits does do wine. Yes, indeed. So we go to the back here. We're going to see that it is a soft, smooth, and fruity with notes of dark plum, mulberries, and subtle spice. So indeed, this Australian wine is a very beautiful line of wines that they've had. I believe every one of them, the reds, the whites, and the rose, all very nice. They do wine very nicely. So, all my new viewers, welcome. Come on in. All my returning viewers, you know how we do. We also do it in wine. So this is the first part of a 3-part series that I do. And with the wines, it goes a little bit faster. And I've decided we're going to do the same kind of 3 parts. We're going to do off the rip part number 1. We're going to bring it home, crack it open, pour it in a glass, have a taste. First experiences, that's what matters. Part 2, we're going to get halfway down the bottle. We're going to do a full review. Come back after getting together as much information off the internet as possible. Bring it back to you in a timely manner. And this whole thing is going to be more timely manner. And we're going to get all the way down here to the final pour. And that's going to come a lot sooner than the regular reviews. Okay, this is going to happen in a matter of 2 to 5 days. 5 days tops. I doubt I'm probably going to do this in about 3 days. So day 1's probably going to be 1. Day 2 is probably going to be here, and day 3 is going to be here. When it comes to wine, I highly advise that when you do crack one of these open, that you either drink it quickly as possible, or do so with a companion or a group. That way, it's going to go faster. So the longer this sits, and the more days that go by, it's going to turn on you. It's going to go south, and depending on what kind of wine, it could go faster. There are many ways that you can keep this wine from going bad, but you're really going to top out at about 7 days. After 7 days, and the more air that's allowed inside this bottle, faster that clock's going to run down. So I highly advise you not to open up a bottle of wine until you get a good idea about how long or how many days is going to go by before you drink it. Because the more it sits, the more air gets in there, it's going to go bad before you can finish it. It's not like a whiskey. It's not like other libations. So we've let this sort of off gas and breathe, as they say. We've let it breathe for about 4 minutes now. Actually, a little less. I'm trying to drag this out a little bit while we swirl it in the glass. Let's get it on the nose. Ooh. The Yellowtail does wine really well. It's beautiful. It says soft, smooth, and fruity. Yes. Soft, yeah. Smooth, yes it is. Fruity, definitely. Has a very nice nose. There's not a whole lot of alcohol that's like really getting all up in your nose and just killing everything else. It's very balanced and bodied. Well-rounded, if you will, but that's just the nose. Let's go ahead and get it on the palate. Yeah, I think it needs a little bit more time to breathe, a little bit more time to open up. There is that strong astringent to inexpensive wine when you do first pours. And that is why they like to let it off gas. And a lot of times what you do with a bottle of wine is you decant it. You pour it in a decanter, which is going to give it a lot of surface space, a surface area. It's going to give it the maximum amount of surface area to off gas and breathe, as they say, as much as possible, as fast as possible. That's why you'll see them decanters. It'll look like a regular bottle up top, and it'll get really flat at the bottom. Those are the best ones, especially if you plan on drinking one of these wines relatively immediately. And that's another reason why you want to drink it as fast as possible, because as soon as you do that, you decant it, you can't go backwards. You have to go forward, and relatively quickly. So I'm trying to give it as much time. Let's go ahead and get another one. The palate is not as well. It's not as good as a nosing, but that's to be expected. I'm not saying this is a cheap wine, because it's not a cheap wine. It's inexpensive, yes. They do have quite a lot of different up in their lineup. So we've tried a few of them already, and I've got a few more coming down the pipeline. There is another brand that I like to try too. Inexpensive ones. Try an inexpensive wine. Give it some time. Do the 3-step process. At least the first 2. When you open it up, you're not going to get the best characteristics. When you let it get about halfway, or you let wine decant for, I think, 15 minutes or so, you should be good to go. And we've only been here for 6 minutes. So the palate is still a little bit rough. I do think this will be a little bit better once we get about the halfway point, which is going to probably be tomorrow. Slowly drink this. I'll probably have a glass and then coax my wife into having a glass. Help me drink it a little bit faster. I do not have a decanter. I did once upon a time. It broke, and that was roughly about the time I was fading out of the wine phase. So I just decided not to get back into it. So let's go ahead and get one more on here, and we'll close it up. Yes, I do believe that that'll open up and smooth out a little bit more on the full review when we get about here. Give it a little bit more time to off gas, open up and breathe, and it should smooth out on the palate. The nose is beautiful. I can tell you the nose may turn down a little bit as we go through the bottle, but usually a 750 bottle of wine is supposed to be drank relatively shortly after it's opened. We'll get into more of that. I do believe I've covered a few of those things beforehand in a previous video. I may cover it again probably in the next video. So look forward to that, the halfway point, the full review in a day or two, depending on how fast I get it edited, uploaded, and put out there. Well, there it is. Let me know what you think about Yellowtail and or Merlot in the comments. And as always, thanks for stopping by here at Mr. Randy's Wine and Spirits. Have a good one.